We are live. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. And welcome to my friend, Caterina Rando. We are going to be talking about speaking for a quantum leap. And this is one of the things I am a big believer in. And this is a cornerstone of Caterina's business is speaking to get clients because, well, cold calling is kind of a pain in the butt. So tell me about speaking, darling.
Well, here's the thing about speaking. When you're speaking, and I'm talking about live and in-person speaking, definitely running a clubhouse room would qualify, speaking to an existing group, hosting your own Zoom events. Not only does it allow you to bring your massive value, but you also get to meet the people and you get to know the people. And you actually get to build a relationship with 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 people at once, which is awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the things that I took away from one of our first interactions, was the summit that we did last year together. And you were on one summit and you were talking about this concept. And it's something that I've noticed for a long time. You have your Insta Yes clients.
Yes.
And you have the slow cookers and you have
the super slow cookers and the super, super slow cookers. And so the Insta clients are people that meet you. They say, oh my gosh, I love you. I'm ready to go. And then there's the people that are going to take 3 to 6 months. They need a little more engagement. They need to get used to the idea, right? And there's those people, Haley, that they've been burned by people similar to us or just in business in general. And they're like, okay, I like you, but I am hesitant. And so we want to keep them engaged and stay connected to them until we build more influence and more trust. And then they're ready to go. And then there's those people that you say, oh my gosh, I know I can help this person, but they're not moving forward for whatever reason. And that's what we call a super, super slow cooker, that they're going to take more than a year but to get started with you. But here's the thing. When they start, Haley, it is so sweet. And they usually tend to be people that are very loyal because they do take a while to pick who they're going to be with.
Yeah. And that's that kind of interesting thing because I see a lot of times, this whole like rah kind of marketing thing. And, you just throw this big event or you build this Mongo funnel and you drive people through the funnel and you email blast them. That's a favorite term of mine. Not. And, boom, you've got clients. And I'm like, not for most people.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing is that all these marketing experts, Haley, a lot of them, they talk about all these things to do. And there's really literally 132 things to do to create your funnel before you're supposed to start to have a stream of clients. And what I would prefer is to give a speech and come home with clients. And then also have people that were not Insta yeses who I get to choose too. That's the beautiful thing about a speech, Haley. You get to see who you want to work with and who's a good match for you. And remember that in business, it's not just the demographics that we're looking for our ideal clients, age, income, education, etc. But we're also looking for the psychographics. I only want positive clients. I only want clients that are ready to grow and learn. I only want clients that operate with integrity. This is what I'm looking for. And as a result of that, you get to choose too. They say in dating, because, I'm single, my friend, they say in dating, you want to be the chooser, right? You want to choose who you want. It's the same thing in business. You want to choose who gets with you.
You mean you don't want to be chasing around for that everlasting last dollar and, showing it off because you might make a buck?
No, right. No, you don't. Because remember, Haley, your business is supposed to be your bliss. Okay. And so if you're working with people that you're not excited to work with, that's not bliss.
Yeah, that is absolutely not bliss. And it can be, for lack of a litter, you know, a description, it can be like a living hell.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, again. And we know that, right? You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
yes. And that's why I'm more, I know, Haley, you're discerning. That's why I'm more discerning about who gets to be my client, because I have, when I was earlier in my career, been open to every Mary Jane and Sheila. And that doesn't work. You learn very fast. And especially Haley, like myself, you also have attention on community. You have an amazing community. And I do believe in the one bad apple theory, right? If you don't pay attention to who gets in your community, one bad apple can definitely spoil and negatively impact your community.
Absolutely. It impacts every single aspect of your life too.
Yes, it
I
does.
mean, so here's the cool thing is that, you know, if you flip that, you get the right people coming in and it flows a lot easier.
Right, exactly. And here's the other thing. In business, it's important to also remember that we might have our clients, but at some point they're going to move on, maybe because we've helped them with everything we can help them with, or they're not in business anymore, or their life situation changes. And if we're not having attention on doing things regularly to meet new people and not just meet them, but establish ourselves as an expert, that's
Mhm.
what speaking does, then we might have that one third that's working, but pretty soon they're going to be one third going. And we need that one third coming so that our business continues to thrive and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always a process. I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter what your business is. People do always flow through. They may stay with you for a while, but
Right.
they're going to keep going through. And that's one of the reasons that I really like the model of speaking, because you're constantly bringing people in and you're not doing stuff to them. You're not blasting them.
No, no. And this is why, Haley, I always like to have something to invite people to. This is why I want to have my regular group Zoom thing. And I encourage everyone to do that. You know, once or twice a month, I do a free 1 hour thing. So when I'm networking, when I'm
Mhm.
in a clubhouse room, when I'm at even a social event, I can say, hey, come to my Zoom thing. And nobody has to make a buying decision before they come. And when they come, they're going to get massive value, more than they anticipated. And that's wonderful for cultivating relationships. And
Mhm.
but if you don't have a thing to invite them to, then I'm sorry for you, because now you're going to try to be selling them. But remember, nobody buys from us until we build influence, which is why speaking is so great, because we get to build insta influence when we're speaking.
Right. You know, just to say that a little bit louder, nobody buys from us until we build influence.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is a big mistake that people make, is they have attention, and you know I love sales, Haley. They have attention on selling, but they don't recognize, it doesn't matter how good of a salesperson you are, people are going to feel defensive if they don't know who you are and you haven't built influence. And
Mhm.
that's why it's important for speaking, because speaking's not intimidating. If somebody invites you, hey, come to my thing, well, they're only going to come if they're interested. And in that setting, it's not like it's one-on-one, hey, I'm trying to sell you. It's one to many, so they can relax and participate. And yeah, you might make an offer, but you're not making it directly to them. You're making it to everybody in the room. So it's not uncomfortable or intimidating, or there's no pressure for anyone. And this is one of the reasons why speaking is so awesome, because nobody feels like they're having to be in a sales situation with you.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I really like about the way that you do your events is that, yes, there's an offer. There's always an offer at the end, but you don't spend 3/4 of the time you're
No,
there pitching.
no, no, because I got too much value to bring. In fact, I just made my handouts, Haley, for our Shiro Speaker Summit that I know that you're coming to. That's going to be in September. Oh no,
Mhm.
that's well, anyway, you've been to it before, but
I'm
the Shiro,
coming.
Okay, good. Yay, good for me. I'm glad you're coming. Well, you know,
Yeah,
we said
your summit and mine are like almost directly like yours than mine, then yours than mine. It's going to be a very interesting week.
well,
We just put it that way.
and that's the beautiful thing about the virtual lifestyle, right? We can be at 2 or 3 events, and because we don't have to go there, we just have to be here. And the thing is that, you know, I just worked on my handout for my summit, and I've got so much. It's like, how do I fit everything in? Because I really want people to come away from an event with massive value. Now, they might have heard some of it might be new, some of it they might not be ready for. But as you know, Haley, there's nothing worse than going, ah, ah,
Gesundheit.
ah, excuse me, my friend.
Jesus Maria.
I tried to get through that without doing that, but I couldn't. There's nothing worse than going to an event anticipating massive value, and then you finish the day and you got nothing on your notepad. I have had those days, and
Ouch.
very depresso, because that's what some people do. They invite you to their big event, and 90% of the time it is a pitching of one kind or another. And that's
Or winding you up.
right. So I don't think we wind you up. Hopefully we just give you massive value, because really here's the mission, Haley. And I know you vibe with this too. My mission is to support women to thrive economically, because the more we thrive economically, the more we get to uplift ourselves, our families, our communities. And that's what we know about women. The studies show that when mama starts to make some money, she contributes to the welfare of her children, to their health care, to their education, and then she brings it out to the bigger community. That's what women do with their money. And I want women to have economic power, because the more we do, what do? We be of service.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's really cool to see that effect in action, to see women, you know, empowered and growing their businesses in their community, because we do tend to pour it right back into our communities. We tend to nourish our families first, and then we're nourishing those around us.
Right. And as a result, the community is uplifted. And you know me, Haley, I like to say a rising woman lifts all the women around her. And I want every woman to be a rising woman. And in order to be a rising woman, to be able to lift other people up, you have to, of course, fill your own cup first.
Mhm.
And that's why I want ladies to really thrive in their businesses. And, you know, I started to speak, Haley, way back when, because when I started, I didn't really know how to sell. I think I'm pretty good at it these days, but at the time I didn't know. So I knew how to give massive value. I knew how to give my super tips. And then after you give a speech, even when you don't know how to do the selling from the stage, it doesn't matter, because people will come up to you when you bring value. And that's how I built my business, was speaking, and I continue to do that today. Although now I know that you want to invite people to talk to you after, if you feel they're a good match for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've done a lot of speaking too. And the cool thing is now we have Zoom.
Yes.
And we can do it virtually, just like your Shiro Summit live and my Wen Summit. Tell me about your Shiro Summit that you're doing.
Well, I'm so excited. This is something that we've done for a few years now. And the idea is that speaking is your superpower, or one of your superpowers. And I want you to see yourself as a super Shiro, a woman who has superpowers to bring. And I want to support women to learn how to massively monetize that speaking, because a lot of people talk about speaking and they think of professional speaking, where you go somewhere and you give a talk and you get a big check. Well, yay, bing, bing, that's always nice. But that's only one kind of speaking. There's actually 10 different ways to monetize your speaking, even before your offers and your invitations. And so I want everyone to learn that. I want them to learn what's the criteria for getting booked, how to get booked. And then I want them to learn how to use speaking and we will teach them not just to get a client, but get a long-term and lifelong client. For example, Haley, you're coming with me. Can't wait. In January, we're going on the Bliss Retreat, which is going to be great. And retreats are another way to keep your clients coming back because they have such a great time. They want to come back every single year, and other ways that you can not have to go get a new client every single day. Because if you're a professional speaker, every day you give a speech, guess what, sweetheart? You got to go get another one tomorrow because the speech only lasts 1 hour or 1 day. So there's so many ways to use your voice for good, to monetize and be of service.
Absolutely. And this is beautiful. It really is a great and relatively easy way to grow your business without having to go through wild and crazy funnels,
right?
Wild and crazy tech. And I'm a tech girl. Mm-hmm. And I can very much still appreciate the value of being able to bring simplicity and a minimally viable product in, and not having to do crazy amounts of work just to be able to grow a business, because it's awesome.
Right. Well, because Haley, as you know, time is money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, if people are taking, and believe me, because I know you've seen it too, people are taking weeks and months to get all their stuff in place. And then after they do, it's not very effective. And now they could keep upgrading, but wouldn't it be great if you could just give a speech and come home with clients? And here's the other thing I want people to know. One speech can change everything. I've had speeches where I've earned as much in an afternoon as I would earn in a month or a quarter. And this is not lately when think I'm pretty good. This is even much earlier in my career. You walk out of your house or you go to your Zoom room, and by the time you close your screen, you've got 10 new clients. Now, not 10 possibilities of clients, but 10 new clients. Isn't that great and amazing and awesome? Yes. And there's nothing that is quite as insta to gain clients as speaking.
Absolutely. It's like the magic potion.
Yes, it is. I love that. Speaking is the magic potion. Yes, it's the magic elixir, Haley. It is. The ladies can drink every day to grow their business. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes when people say to me, well, Caterina, I need more clients, I say, how much speaking have you been doing? And usually the answer is nothing, okay? It's a great way to grow your client base right away. We're talking about quantum success today. Because we think of success often as incremental. I do this, I get a little bit more. Well, quantum success is when you go give a talk and you fill whatever it is you're wanting to fill before you close your Zoom room or your StreamYard. That is quantum success. And that's what speaking can do for you.
That is amazing. So I posted the link below for the Shiro Summit Live. And tell me, briefly.
I know we have a discount code for your friends too. Tell me, let's see, the discount code is it WENVIP? Is that the code?
I don't remember. I'll have to go. We'll have to figure out what the discount code is.
We got one for you. Send a note to Haley, send a note to me. Tell me you saw this either way, and we will hook you up with a deep discount code, very deep discount code, because you're friend of Haley's. Friend of Haley is friend of mine forever. And that makes you VIP.
Recommend this.
Thank you, Haley. Yeah, and you're going to be there too. And here's what I also want to say. My friends, sometimes you think, oh, I hate it when people say to me, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Well, I'm sorry for you if you're waiting, because you want to get going now, because it takes a little time to start to really rock it. Now, you can gain Insta clients right away, but if you really want to rock it, you got to do it over and over and over. Don't put it off. Get started so that we can move you towards mastery with your speaking, so that you can have it be fun and easy and effective every single time.
Absolutely. And, I was going to say it a little louder for those in the back, but it's so true. Everything you just said. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been amazing.
Thank you, Haley. See your smile on the screen very soon.
See you
Thanks, my
soon. Take
Bye-bye.
care, guys. Thank you.